I never thought a normal afternoon in my neighborhood would turn into something like this. Everything was quiet, just another day in a place where nothing unusual ever really happens until she showed up. She walked straight toward me like she had a purpose, like she had already decided how this was going to go. No hesitation, no greeting, just confidence and control written all over her face. Before I could even ask what was going on, she pulled out a paper and held it up in front of me like it was some kind of final decision. $10,000, she said, like it was nothing like it was expected. I looked at the paper, then back at her, waiting for the explanation that would make this make sense, but it never came because in her mind it already did. According to her, I had violated multiple HOA rules, things I had never even heard of, things that didn't apply to me, things that felt like they were just made up on the spot. I kept my voice calm because situations like this don't get better when you match energy, they get worse, so I asked her one simple question: what exactly are you talking about? She didn't like that question, not because it was aggressive, but because it challenged her control. She pointed at my house, listed things like property standards, appearance, compliance, like she had memorized a script. $10,000, she repeated again, like saying it twice would make it more real, more enforceable, more powerful. But here's the thing she didn't know. I wasn't guessing, I wasn't confused, and I definitely wasn't new to how these situations work. So instead of arguing, I reached into my jacket and pulled out something she wasn't expecting. A document. Not just any paper, but something official, something that actually mattered, something she should have checked before ever walking up to me. At first, she didn't react. She looked at it quickly like she was trying to dismiss it, like it couldn't possibly change anything. But then her eyes slowed down. Her expression shifted. And for the first time since she got there, she wasn't the one in control. Because what she was reading didn't match what she believed. It clearly showed my property boundaries, clearly showed the limits of the HOA, clearly showed one very important detail. My house wasn't part of it. Not even close. The silence that followed was different. It wasn't empty. It was heavy, like everything she thought she knew had just been pulled out from under her. She looked back at me, then back at the paper, like she was trying to find a mistake, something she could use to fix the situation, but there was nothing there for her to hold on to. Everything she had said, everything she had claimed, everything she believed was built on one wrong assumption. And now she knew it. She tried to speak again, but the confidence was gone, the authority was gone, even the tone of her voice had changed. This shouldn't happen, she said quietly, like she was trying to convince herself more than me. But it already had. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't push, I didn't need to, because the truth was already doing the work for me. Sometimes the strongest response isn't loud, it isn't aggressive, it's just being right at the right time with the right proof. She stood there frozen, holding the same paper that meant nothing now, the same document. She walked in with full confidence, now just a mistake in her hands. The neighborhood was still quiet, nothing dramatic, nothing chaotic, just two people standing there and one of them realizing they got it completely wrong. I took my document back, folded it calmly, and put it away because for me this was already over. There was nothing left to argue, nothing left to prove, nothing left to say. She didn't apologize, she didn't explain, she just stepped back slightly like she needed space, like she needed to process what just happened. Because moments like this don't just disappear, they stay with you, they change how you see things, how you approach the next situation, how you handle control. And as she stood there trying to figure out what to do next, I could see it clearly. That confidence that walked up to me minutes ago was gone, replaced by something else. Reality. I turned and walked back toward my house, not because I was dismissing her, but because there was nothing left to stay, for the situation had already resolved itself, without noise, without escalation, without anything dramatic. Just facts. And that's the part people forget. Ownership, rules, authority, all of it only works when it's backed by truth. Without that, it's just words. And that day proved it. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more, and tell me where you are watching from, because moments like this happen more often than people think.